All right, welcome everyone. This is Nathan again, and thanks for checking out my driving video of this 2012 Dodge Grand Caravan SXT with stow and go seats. Just finished the complete walk around video, but like to give you a little preview of what we're going to be driving here. So take a look on my channel for the very detailed walk around of this, but a very nice, very clean, many new parts, and I'm going to talk about it here and tell you 2012 Grand Caravan SXT, bright silver metallic. It does have 202,000 miles, but it has a lot of new parts and it's been really well cared for. Drives amazing, runs amazing, everything works. It is ready to go. It's ready to take you and your family on your next adventure. It's a nice van. It's a great van for the price. It does have a few cosmetic imperfections. You can take a look on my other video and see. Got roof racks on the top, but we're gonna go drive it here and wanted you to be able to see what we're gonna drive. So come along with me and we're going to go drive on the city and the freeway, and I'm going to talk a little bit about vans and stuff and all the new stuff on this van. So come along with me. Here we go. All right, here we go. I'm ready if you're ready. I also forgot to mention on my walk around video, so if you've watched both, I'm just going to go ahead and mention there are power adjustable pedals on this van. That's right. Watch. Yep, they move. So for ultimate driving comfort, if you own one of these, and maybe you didn't know, now you'll know. I find it very satisfying and wonderful that I get a lot of comments on people that you just heard the door locks lock. They automatically lock when you first take off. I think as soon as it gets to 20 miles an hour, but I find it very satisfying and makes me happy when I get comments from people that tell me that I've helped them to learn about their car or learn something about their car that they otherwise didn't know that it had. And those power adjustable pedals are kind of a secret button. You forget that it's even there. We're going to drive on some city streets here, and then we will go out on the freeway. So a little mix of both. This van drives fantastic. It accelerates nicely. I think the horsepower rating on these engines, which is the same engine that was used in the Jeep Wrangler during this time period, is 283 from memory. It's close to 300, so it's got plenty of power to get out of its own way, even when it's loaded down with people and luggage and gear. But accelerates nicely, shifts nicely, and with all the new parts and especially the new brakes and the new tires, it's smooth and rides and rolls beautifully. So you're going to see that here. While we're at this red light, if you haven't seen my complete walk around video of this van, take a look for that. It's on my channel, should be right next to this one. I go over the inside, the outside, the engine compartment, show the engine at idle and how it sounds, which is perfect. This van has been well cared for and had a lot of love throughout the years and definitely been taken care of. It's clean and nice on the inside. You can see that in great detail on the other video. And everything works, except it has kind of a crazy mind of its own power tailgate. So that works better to just use manually. But other than that, everything else works. Steering wheel is absolutely perfect and straight. Excuse me. This van has stow and go seats, which is a Dodge exclusive of sorts. Very nice, very convenient. Easy to fold the seats down into the floor of the van and be able to haul big items. I think it was the other video that I mentioned, Dodge first developed that, or came out the first year that these vans had that was 2005. So it's been around for a while. They've definitely perfected that. There we are at almost 60. I'll certainly go a little faster than that out on the freeway, but you can see how nice and straight. There is absolutely no shakes or shimmies or vibrations of any kind. It just rides and rolls very, very nice. Get bored of watching, you can certainly skip around this video. You can fast forward to the second half and you'll see the freeway segments, but since I'm driving, I kind of figure just keep you along with me and throughout the whole journey. Look at that. Say almost 60 miles an hour, only 1,500 RPMs, just nice and smooth. Gets great fuel mileage. The EPA rating on these vans is 25 miles per gallon for the freeway, which, you know, really isn't bad. Oh, imagine that. There's one gonna be right in front of us. Nope, just turn the corner right up there. I was going to, that leads me to one of my mentions. You see hundreds and thousands of these vans from all the years on the road. And that's a good indication, because the obvious reason that if there's that many, there it is right there. That might be a few years newer than this, but same thing. They're everywhere, and people enjoy them because they are comfortable, they're easy to drive, they can haul all the stuff. They just become family trucksters, as I said on my other video, and just the perfect vehicle to haul all the children and all the grandparents and all the gear and take on vacation and all those sort of things. There's another one coming the other way. We're probably going to see 10 of them on this video. But if you look around and you see as many as you see, it's because people like them, people keep them, and obviously it's a good testament to the fact that they do last a very long time. The early 90s Dodge Grand Caravans had a bad reputation for a few different things, but as new as this is, they've certainly straightened all that out, and this is a nice van. I personally believe that anything you own, whether it's a house, a car, a boat, a train, a plane, but not anything, a school bus, anything you own, an RV, anything you own, you can certainly last. It's all about how it's taken care of. You know, if this van hadn't been taken care of the way that it's been taken care of throughout its life, it wouldn't be so wonderful and awesome with 202,000 miles. That's what I believe. You take care of it, and it will take care of you. One of my vehicles that I've owned for many years is an Infiniti SUV, and it has 215,000 miles currently, and I've taken care of it, of course, because that's how I am and because I love my cars. And I would get in it right now and drive it to California without blinking an eye. But that's another reason to take care of your cars, is that it gives you the confidence to drive them wherever you need to go. I often laugh when people say, oh, I rent a car when I go out of town. Oh, really? Well, you probably rent a car because you don't take care of your own car. And I mean, that might not be the only reason. Some people enjoy to rent because they can return it in a different city, or they don't have to put the wear and tear and the mileage on their own vehicle. I get it, but a lot of people, I think it's, oh, I'll just rent one because, you know, I don't know if mine might not make it, so I'll just rent one. But just stating what I believe to be a fact, but also a talking point and a laughing point. So don't take any offense. So before we get to the freeway, the new parts on this van are as follows. This has new front brake pads, front rotors, front calipers, and brake hoses. So it had complete brake job up front. And also 2 new front tires, which are Firestone brand all-season tires. Only put 2 because the rear 2 had 10 30-seconds tread, which if you're unfamiliar with tread depths, 10 is about literally as good as new. So basically all 4 tires are new. This van also had a new thermostat, had a coolant flush done with doing the new thermostat. Had a new alternator. The alternator was testing weekly, so replaced that. Alternator kind of being weak had taken a little bit of a toll on the battery, which is common. So replaced the battery with a brand new interstate battery. I am a firm believer in interstate batteries. So interstate battery, also a new serpentine belt, new engine air filter, new cabin air filter, and an oil change. I think that's everything. So a lot of new parts. I also mentioned on the other video and you can watch the other video to see in more detail, but this van also has a brand new set of all-season molded rubber mats. You can see that one there, and then in the back they go all throughout the rear, covering the entire floor. They're really nice mats, thick, heavy quality rubber, all-season mats, easy to clean, you know, take out and rinse off and clean off, very easy, of course, a lot easier than carpet. And your kids can spill stuff or drop stuff, and God forbid it's milk, it won't get in the carpet and you can rinse it away. But those mats are also new, and the key that's in the ignition is brand new. The original key for this van started and drove it, but the buttons didn't work, so that's now become the spare key. And the key that's in the ignition is brand new, and all of the buttons work, all of the features and functions on it. So that's new. And on top of that, as if it's not enough, this is a brand new Kenwood radio. Really nice. It has Bluetooth audio. There's the phone button. It has Bluetooth audio, Bluetooth phone, aux and USB over here. There's a microphone that was mounted up here for the phone feature. That was done by Columbus Car Audio. Again, my preferred choice for audio electronics and video and all kinds of things car audio related. They're a great outfit. They've been around here in Columbus for many, many years, and they certainly know what they're doing. So, nice new radio with new features and technology and all these new mechanical parts. This van will be awesome for anyone and your family. So we're gonna go on the freeway now. A few miles down, a few miles back. Hope you're enjoying. Please leave me any comments or suggestions how I might be able to do things better. I certainly appreciate those. Appreciate your views, appreciate subscriptions, appreciate just saying something nice. It's nice to hear. Like I said in the beginning, I appreciate when my videos are helpful to someone in any way that you seek benefit, or any way that you obtain a benefit from one of my videos. That's a win for me, because I love helping people and it makes me feel really good. So thank you, and thank you for sharing with me what you found helpful. So there we are, 75 miles an hour it looks like, based on the speedometer there. So at 75 miles an hour, the RPMs is still, the tachometer is still just under 2,000. So this really is geared nicely. It's probably how it gets real nice mileage on the freeway. from the noisy dump truck and utility truck. But rides and drives nicely. I just pushed the buttons on the steering wheel to set the cruise control, so the cruise control is set at 75 right there. You can see a little cruise indicator right above the mileage. Maybe you can't see it because the sun's just coming in, but there we are, cruise control set. My feet are not on the pedals. Those are my somewhat famous orange shoes you may recognize me by. Ooh, motorcycle just went by the other way, probably going 120 miles an hour. But there's cruise control, cruising along, nice and smooth. Steering wheel is nice and straight. Minimal effort required on my part to keep this going straight down the road. You can see there, there's a little bit of curve to this road, so it naturally goes to the left a little bit, but really, really nice. So I'm gonna turn off that cruise control and take back over because I can't do too many automated things at once when I'm driving. It's quiet, it's smooth, it rides nice. There's great visibility, of course. I mean, most vans do have awesome visibility. There's great visibility out of this van. The seat is extremely comfortable. Safe for your family. Side airbags in this van all the way from the front to the rear. Great visibility when changing lanes. I mean, all that glass makes it pretty easy to see, no doubt. It's a beautiful day. Look at that beautiful sun. Trade hands there. I'm going to exit at this next exit here at Beach Road. It's about a half a mile ahead, and then we're going to turn around and go back the same way. So if you've seen enough, you can certainly turn me off, but I'm just going to continue to record all the way back to the exit where we got on, just to show you more and more and more of how nice it drives. I mentioned on the walk around video when I was showing everything about the van, I love a thick steering wheel in general. This is a very thick steering wheel. I'm weird like that, but it's nice. It has a nice grip to it. You feel very confident. I would have never been one to the steering wheel of the old cars from the 50s are very pretty, but boy, they were skinny. Texas. So I think I don't know what else I wanted to say. Take care of it, it'll take care of you. All the new parts on this van. What great vans these are. And this van, I think I mentioned this on my walk around video, you know, it's 2012, but so it's 10, 11 years old, but it certainly looks very current, you know, doesn't look old or outdated by any means. So I would always encourage, I guess I'll talk about this, I would always encourage in advising anyone about cars, I would tell anyone I know I would rather have something newer that has higher mileage than something older with low mileage. Depends on the car, depends on if it's a collector car and all those different things, but as a general purpose statement for just average everyday cars that you're going to drive, if you look at this van, let's say, and say, oh, well, it has 202,000 miles, you know, I found a 2000, you know, let's just say, so 12 years older, it's only got 86,000 miles that was driven by grandma to the store and back and to church and back. I mean, it's not to say it couldn't be a good car, but generally older with low miles and sitting around is just not good on any cars, is basically my point here. And generally, you buy an old car like that has low miles and hasn't gone very much, or hasn't had the brakes pushed very hard, or hasn't been ran for more than 5-7 minutes at a time, you most likely, I'm not saying I know everything, I'm just stating a fact here, you most likely, or not a fact, but a high probability, you most likely will experience problems. Because you take something old like that that's done a lot of sitting, and then all of a sudden you start driving it every day, putting 15, 20,000 miles a year on it, or you put your kid in it or something, you're going to end up with problems because that vehicle hasn't been exercised in that same manner on a regular basis, and things are going to fail. And when it's older like that, rubber items dry up, like tires and hoses and belts and seals and all that type of stuff just dries up, and then it shows itself when things start to fail. So anyway, I just wanted to make that point because I think it's a valid point. I think most people that know enough about enough would reasonably agree with me. And I've heard horror stories of people buying old 80s Buick from some grandma that has 30,000 miles, and then they start driving it and it just becomes an absolute money pit, like a literal definition of a money pit. You don't want to do that. So, point of that story is always buy something newer with higher mileage if it's been reasonably cared for or well cared for, over something older with low mileage. So thanks for listening to my brain spill out. So 70, 72, 74 miles an hour right here. All awesome. Almost 80. Look how straight that steering wheel is. Excuse me. The road going this way is actually more flat and more straight. So look at that. Boom. Minimal drift. No hands. This is an awesome van. Please take a look at the other walk-around video as well. to exit right here. Again, I thank you very much for watching, for commenting, for subscribing, and leaving me any kind of notes with things you'd like to share or say, or suggestions of how I might be able to improve what I do. Certainly appreciate that, and I value everyone that takes a look at any of my media. So this is great van. Take a look at the walk around video I on the channel here, inside, outside, under the hood, to see everything about this. And I think that's about all I have on this. Thanks for joining along. Thanks for riding with me, and I will see you on the next one. And have a great day, and be well. Take care. Bye-bye.